Good afternoon, and today we're in Newcastle and we're directly under the Tyne bridge. We're going to have a little walk up Akenside Hill. So let's begin. And we're starting at the bottom and walking up Akenside Hill, and we'll start with the Newcastle Arms. It's been at Newcastle Arms since 1874. But in this was a lot different then. There was houses all the way up here. And just behind roughly where that entrance, I think it's a car park, if you look up towards where the skywalk is, there used to be stairs, and it used to be called the George Stairs. And like dogleap stairs and battery stairs, it used to lead from Pilgrim Street down onto Quayside. And halfway up them stairs, roughly probably just behind us where the skywalk is there was a pub called the Nag's Head. But anyway, back in Newcastle Arms, like I say, it was built in 1874 and it lasted till the building of the Tyne Bridge. It was demolished in the 1920s and then they built a Tyne Bridge. And then they decided to rebuild it. It's probably around about 1960s when it got rebuilt like it is now. Anyway, we're going to start the walk back up Akenside Hill. And Akenside Hill wasn't its original name. We'll get to that later. It was called the Akenside after Mark Akenside. He was a Newcastle poet, and he was born on Akenside, and his father was a butcher, which gets us to the next point, which it used to be called Butcher's Hill. So, this hill actually stands on the east side of the valley of Lord Burn. And there's all these shops here used to be butchers, and the Lord Burn used to run down here before it was culverted. It still runs down underneath her and comes out in the Tyne. But yeah, Mark Akenside was a butcher's son, and hence that's why it was called Butcher's Hill. Lord Burn was culverted in 1784, and it was originally called Dean Burn, but because of the butchers used to throw the offal into the burn, caused a horrendous stench, that they renamed it in the 14th century the Lord Burn. And Lord comes from Old Norse, meaning filthy or excrement, hence the name. And before it was called Butcher's Hill, it was called All Hallows Hill, after not this particular church, but this church is All Saints, but a medieval church which stood from the 1200s and was replaced by this one here in the 18th century, but it was Old Hallows Church, and from medieval times is now, like I say, Old Saints Church, but this lane was called Old Hallows Lane because of the church. And there is a section just up these steps that's still called Old Hallows Lane, so they keep part of it. It goes up the steps and along here, so that is still Old Hallows Lane. So Akenside Hill back in the day was all businesses and shops and that. A lot of it, even behind it, has been knocked down, and you've got an office building built on there now next to All Saints Church. There's been a lot taken away. Well, if you like this sort of video, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, be much appreciated. Give this video a thumbs up, hit that notification bell for future videos. If you need to find out about other streets, put them in the comments and I'll see if I can do videos on them. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.